Hello everyone, and thank you for joining this webinar about your responsibilities when using an intermediary to make your import and/or export declarations. There are new customs and tax rules for trading with the European Union. There is a series of actions you must take before you import and export to make sure that you're compliant and so that you can minimise costs and delays. Without the correct processes, contracts and agreements in place, you won't be able to continue trading until you act. That's why it's important you know what you need to do now. This webinar explains your responsibilities as a trader if you choose to use an intermediary to complete either import or export declarations or both. We'll also look at how elements of the GB-EU Free Trade Agreement affect imports and exports. The agreement doesn't affect the basic declaration requirements set out in the UK's published Border Operating Model. Here's what we're going to be looking at today. What is an intermediary? Your responsibilities when using an intermediary? The benefits of using an intermediary? What you need to do now? And the trader checklist. Businesses like yours might need specialist support to help with importing and exporting. For instance, you might decide to use an intermediary. An intermediary is someone who makes customs declarations for you or your business. This could be a freight forwarder. That's a company that helps their clients move cargo globally, including supporting the customs process. Or it could be a customs agent or broker. These make sure your goods clear through customs. Other examples of intermediaries are logistics companies, couriers, customs warehouses, or parcel and express operators. Now is the time to approach these experts, given that there will be a high demand for such services. You can find a list of businesses that can help on gov.uk. We're now going to look at what your responsibilities are if you use an intermediary. Whether you're importing, exporting, or both, there are specific actions you must take for both types of declarations. You need to apply for an Economic Operator Registration and Identification Number, that's an EORI number, that starts with GB. Your business must have one to import and export goods, whether you do your own declarations or an intermediary does them for you. An intermediary can't apply for a GB EORI number on your behalf. Non-GB EORI numbers are checked via the European Commission. You'll need an EORI number that starts with XI to move goods between Northern Ireland and non-EU countries, make a declaration in Northern Ireland, or get a customs decision in Northern Ireland. If you already have an EORI number starting with GB, you need to apply for an EORI number that starts with XI if you haven't already received one from HMRC in the post. It takes 5 to 10 minutes to apply, and you'll get your EORI number that starts with XI within 4 working days. If you don't have an EORI number starting with GB, you can apply for an EORI number that starts with GB and one that starts with XI at the same time. If your business is established in the EU and based in the UK, you'll need a EORI number from both countries. Now looking at your responsibilities. As well as applying for an EORI number, you're also responsible for paying any taxes or duties owed. You're responsible for providing details about your transactions to your chosen intermediary. For example, how often you import and/or export, the types of goods you're importing, including enough information to choose the correct commodity code, and the quantity of goods. The customs value, that's the invoice price for the goods, plus any additional customs charges that must be included when calculating the customs duty due, and where the goods are going. If you're VAT registered, you can choose to account for the VAT in your VAT return. However, if you're using entry in declarant's records, you must account for your import VAT in your VAT return. This next section looks at using an intermediary. As import and export declarations can be complex, you might need specialist support to help with them. They require skill, knowledge, and specialist IT, including government authorizations. Very few businesses make their own declarations. Instead, they use someone else to deal with import and export declarations for them. Intermediaries deal with HMRC's systems every day, so they can offer you other benefits. For example, they may already hold a duty deferment account that you can use, and they may be authorized to use simplified declarations. They may have access to different customs procedures which allow you to delay paying import duties in specific circumstances, and make the declaration and get your goods through the UK border. Your customs intermediary will also be able to make sure your goods are classified correctly. If you choose not to hire an intermediary, you will need to do this yourself. If you don't classify your goods correctly, or if you don't accurately record the origin of the goods in your customs declaration, you may be charged the wrong amount of tax or duty, and you may have to pay a penalty. You can find more information and check that your goods meet the rules of origin on gov.uk. If you choose to use an intermediary to deal with your customs declarations, they'll need to be established in Great Britain or Northern Ireland. Intermediaries can't act on your behalf without written instructions from you. You'll need to provide this, and the instructions must show whether they're acting for you directly, that's acting in your name, or indirectly, that's acting in their name on your behalf. HMRC will only ask for evidence of the authorization if we need it. You can hire a person or business to act in your name. You'll be solely liable for keeping records, the accuracy of any information provided on your customs declarations, and any customs duty or VAT due. If you give clear instructions and they make a deliberate error or unreasonable mistake, they may become jointly and severally liable. You can ask someone to act directly using their own authorization to make declarations using the simplified declaration procedure or the entry in the declarant's records. You should agree with the person dealing with customs for you if you need to have a duty deferment account to make payments, or if they'll use their own. You can get someone to act for you in their own name. This means they are equally responsible for making sure the information is accurate, and they are jointly and severally liable for any duty or VAT. If they have authorization, you can get an indirect agent to make declarations using the Simplified Declarations Procedure, that's SDP, or the entry in the declarant's records, that's EIDR. For more information about getting someone to act on your behalf, go to gov.uk. This section looks at what you need to do now. You must decide how you intend to make import and export declarations to trade with the EU in 2021. If you'd like someone else to deal with customs for you, now is the time to speak to them, whether it be a freight forwarder, a fast parcel operator, or a customs agent. You need to have everything in place before you can trade with the EU. So let's have a look at a trader checklist. To summarise, the trader checklist is check now, make a decision, act now. So check now. Do you need to make import and export declarations? If you want to continue to buy, sell or move goods between Great Britain and the EU, you must make import and export declarations as new rules for trading with the EU are in effect. You must decide how you'll make these declarations and avoid any disruption to your business. You can either get someone to do this for you, that's an intermediary such as a customs agent, or do it yourself. Act now, so find someone now to do your import and export declarations, and then work with them to ensure that you're ready to trade with the EU. If you decide to do declarations yourself, make sure you have everything in place to be able to submit your import and or export declaration, such as the appropriate IT specialist software and licenses needed to interact with HMRC. The government has launched the Trader Support Service, TSS, to help those businesses that move goods between Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It's free to use and you can sign up now. The Trader Support Service will enable you to get information and advice to help you prepare for moving goods. It will enable you to complete declarations on your behalf without the need for specialist advice or software, and to submit declarations quickly, saving you time and expense. The service will then use this information to complete import and safety and security declarations on your behalf. So here we have a summary. We're nearly at the end of the webinar. So what have we covered today? We looked at what is an intermediary, your responsibilities when using an intermediary, the benefits of using an intermediary, what you need to do now, and the trader checklist. For help with HMRC processes for importing, exporting or customs relief, please go to gov.uk transition or call the Customs and International Trade Helpline on 0300 322 9434. Our full range of help and guidance can be viewed online from your mobile, tablet or PC at any time, and you'll find that information on gov.uk. Thank you for watching the webinar. Take care and bye bye for now.